Ended with the motor mounts. Now we're going to make the bottom front frame tube. So these need to be 16 inches long. There's going to be a hole 8 inches in the center. That needs to be a 1/2 inch. That's where we're going to connect the support tubes for the gas tank and to connect the two pieces of frame. Let's go right here. So we're going to cut 2 of these. So we've got those cut at 16 inches. Now we need to thread it. It looks like this one is just at 1 inch. And then we've done the other one at 1.5 inches. So that one's at 1 inch, and then this one down here is at 1.5 inches. We'll thread both of those. So we're going to be using the larger threads because I have to thread into the bottom of that frame. Now we're going to, before we do this other end, we're going to test this. These threads really take a lot of material off when it comes to how deep the threads are. They're a much longer thread. These are the larger threads. We're going to thread into this and then we'll test and see how well those connect. And thread these down in there. We've got the threads on there. Now we need to measure, mark our drill hole. So we're going to go 8 inches from the end, find the center. We'll drill there. So we're going to use those 1/2 inch threads. So we're going to start with this 10 millimeter drill bit. I think that'll put us just shy of the 1/2 inch, and that'll give this a lot of room to thread into, but we won't have as much of a problem starting it. So we're going to do So we've got the 1/2 inch threads, but it's the smaller ones. Now we're going to thread this in and make sure that's level. We'll test this. So we had to go with the smaller threads because the larger threads take off too much. And it really weakens that 1/2 inch pipe that's 1/16 of an inch thick. You could go with a thicker pipe if you wanted those larger threads, but it's going to add a lot of weight. To test the threads, so that fits in there pretty good. So now let's go ahead, let me check this one out here real quick. Yep, that fits in pretty good there. I guess I could thread the other end of that. I don't know if I have a 16-inch piece out there. The support tube that needs to be 16 inches long, and then we'll thread this. So let's go ahead and measure that out. So that looks like it's right on the money. There we go. So now we'll cut this, and then we'll thread it. Alright, these are the 1/2 inch NF20, the smaller threads. So this one went at 2.5 inches. And the other one was at 1 inch. There, so we've got the 2.5 inch side there. And now we've done the 1 inch side over here. We'll take that off. Let's go ahead and assemble these. Alright, so we'll thread this. We'll thread the other side and then we'll put it together. Run this down and then we'll create some longer threads. So that was 2.5. Let's go 3.5. That should give us enough room to run that down. Alright, since I added another inch over here, that's now 3.5. I went ahead and changed this one from 1 inch to 2 inches in case we were off on the other side. We could run this one through a little further. Because what I didn't want to happen is the legs be kind of pushed out as we thread it in. Yeah, so we're going to have to use those larger threads. All right, so we got that threaded in. Let's go ahead and take this out. I'm going to thread it in first. Set it up there. All right, good. Hang on just 1 sec. I just got to thread this one over. Depending on how big of a person you are, you can expand this out. You could actually make this swing arm tube longer if you needed to and expand it even further out because you can thread these in and out. You can either pin these, braze them, or weld them.